Okay, babies, it's your main man Mars Midnight. Feeling all right, dynamite, kind of 70s, and why? We got our new T-shirt. As you can see, still got those shipping creases in it. And why we're so hyped about this? This is a splash page image from a Marvel comic. It was magazine size, and came out in '76. I was 7 years old. And I did not have a copy myself, but the school library had it. And you had to run if you wanted to read it, especially when it was hot, because someone else, already heard about it. And it was, dog-eared and torn up. But I remember I used to, and me and three other compadres of mine, one of them Eddie Presley, and he had black hair. He looked like the king, too. A couple other kids, couple black kids. Black kids were into Kiss. It was like the thing with the mask of faces. It could be anybody, like Spider-Man. It was great. And so the four of us would go out and we would pretend to be Kiss, and and I was always Peter Criss, because I got to stand on the dirt mound. That was the drum riser. And so anyway, yeah, and the reason I like it's got Sean Delaney's name down here. Look him up. Yeah, and so I never really knew that, and I missed the Kiss Meets the Phantom part, special. I had to hear about it, secondhand, so it became this mythological thing. Never did see it until the 90s when I found a copy on VHS, and man, it's hilarious. The Plan 9 from Outer Space is Citizen Kane compared to Attack of the Phantoms, trust me. All right, so I never really knew that they were, I thought they were as much musicians as the Banana Splits, maybe. I thought they were superheroes first. Really, seriously. And, I was Peter Criss one time for Halloween. When my first album I ever bought was at Mac's Dime Store, and I bought 3 albums, 2 comedy records, Flip Wilson, The Devil Made Me Do It, King Martin, not King Martin, Steve Martin, King Tut, excuse me, and Kiss, Peter Criss, solo album, 50 cents a piece. Now, what blew my mind, I was like, oh, these are records, what's going on, and first rock and roll album I ever bought. And what blew my mind is when I took it home, there was a poster inside of it. And this is what it was. So how boss is that, right? So, yeah, definitely, right? And so I started collecting albums out of the discount rack, half time, see them, there would be posters. And The Who, Face Dances, had a poster. A lot of, Kiss records, of course. And so I just started looking for some Kiss records, for the posters, and then I found some records, and a few years later, learned a few of their songs and all that, but that's not the story. That's not the story. We got 2 of them, so buckle up. Here's the first one. Okay, we're away in culinary college, right, and it's the early 90s, and I was walking through the mall and I stopped by a toy store because, that's my bag, toy collector. And there was some Halloween makeup. And with my last $5, I bought a bottle of whiskey. And I said, all right, who wants to drink with me? We're going to have a Kiss party. And I said, all right, Mars, what's the catch? Because college, you're the man with the bottle, you're the man with the plan. So I said, we're listening to Kiss. I had all my vinyl, right? And you got to put on the Kiss makeup if you want to drink for free with me. Boom, man, we had 2 Pauls, and all that. But check this out. Now, this was the 90s, and, like I say, it's culinary college before the Food Network was a thing, right? And so most of the guys, line cooks had short hair, except for me and one other guy. Now, I was Peter Criss, right, that night. And, I had the, long hair, and he was Ace Frehley. And we both, we looked like, and at that time, this was a college town. This was Charleston, South Carolina. At that time, Kiss really wasn't doing anything. And you get around, that's right, Peter Criss, Catman. You get around a bunch of drunk college students. Some of them are going to think that you're, So anyway, we went to this bar and they were closing down, right? And this band was playing, and they weren't letting anybody in. They didn't give a damn. I was of age, but Ace was not. That's right, I'm telling you. And so they let us in, right? And the band sees us coming, and they announce us as all right, we got a surprise for you tonight. We got Ace Frehley and Peter Criss right there. And they threw the spot on us, and we're like, what? and everybody's like, wow, you know, like thinking that we were, right? And so we go up there and you forget you have this shit on, right? That's the funny thing. If you have, you forget you have it on. So we're grooving, you know, we're natural, we're feeling it. And I look up and the band's going into Sympathy for the Devil. And there's a set of congas, like full congas on stage. And I point to them and I was like, you know, no one came out to play them. And that's the, please allow me to introduce myself. Whoa, anyway, yeah, that's about what happened. Hold on, we'll get to that story. So, here's what happened. So he says, yeah, come on up and play. And I go and I'm playing and people are like, hey, and they're getting into it. And he drags the congas out like further and like I'm on the front row. And I'm jamming, man, I'm getting into it. The place is like packed. There was like, goddamn 200 people there if there were one, right? And I'm getting over there like, bam, and I bust my thumb like, you know, like on the side of it, like fucking like just throbbing. And I have to stop, but I can't. You know, because I mean, you're this far. So I like flipped my hand over and started doing like this, which made it look like I was showing off, and I was dying. I'm dying, like my hand was broken. Anyway, that was that night. Here's another one. Now, Kiss had reunited a few years later on down the road, but a Kiss tribute band was playing at the Little Rock and Roll Hole that I used to play when I was manning the bass guns for Robosay and the Cosmic Rays. And so we decided, you know, to go see we want to go see Strutter and, you know, friends. And so, once again, I got the Kiss makeup, you know. So he was, my buddy Rubba, he was Peter Criss off the first album. A little bit different. And I was Vinnie Vincent. Now, Vinnie Vincent wears an ankh, like this, on his face. It's like a cross right here, right? So, like look, like, see that? It's like that. It's like an ankh. Anyway, we go in and, you know, there's not that many people there, but I'm up on the I'm front row center anyway, right? And they're starting with Detroit Rock City. And you hear the opening salvos. Second guitar. Now, every Kiss fan knows from the live albums that we bought at the pawn shop, you know, in the early 80s days. Go boom, that's your big pyro right there. So I'm and I look over and you can't hear anything but except for the band, you know, monitors right there. And I look over and I see the roadie and he's going like Vinny, like he's calling me Vinny, like that's the, you know, the character say, the Pharaoh. And so it does like that. I say, yeah. And he goes, like, look down. And I go, and I look down and I'm right over a flash pot. So and I knew what was coming, right? And right on cue, kaboom, right? They had overloaded the flash pot. Now, there was a cloth, you know, and then there was the window, you know, that had the neon sign, Rockefellers. It blew out the back window. I mean, glass was all over the sidewalk. And my face was right over that pot. And had I not had that ankh, you know, like, hey, Vinny, yes, my head would be in Toledo, all right? So there's a couple of Kiss stories for nothing. You get what you pay for.